ये ऊपर रखे, गिराई ना इसे।
Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim wa kul Vbz-zaid. I am from the creators having the motto, first thing then make it reality. Most of you knows us. If anyone didn't know, let me introduce myself, Samir Ali. This is my team members. We have chosen the topic, I want to change the world. The main purpose of choosing this topic, only man can change the world as he or she is the backbone of this society or this universe. The second thing is to highlight the major issues of the world, and the third thing is to enhance the social responsibility among the inheritance. I want to change the world. I ask a lot of questions, but how I can change the world? After thinking to some extent, I got my answer. I note some of the major issues of the world, like poverty, religious conflicts and wars, education, gender discriminations, political polarization, and corruption, etc. Now, for further explain, I would like to call Mr. Talha and come on this stage and further proceed.
Assalamu alaikum all of you. Myself Muhammad Talha Maqsood. I am here to explain poverty. Poverty is a state or a condition in which a person or a community lacks the financial resources for a minimum standard of living. Stats around the world shows that there is a 70% poverty around the world and 24.3% in Pakistan. Poverty is just like we can eradicate not only by charity, we can eradicate by creating more job opportunities, by developing technical skills among the people, and we can feed the hungry, wipe out diseases, and give a prosperous life to everyone. Now moving on further, there is a topic that's religious conflicts and wars. Religious conflicts and war is a situation in which a religious adherents disagrees or agree with one group and another. There is an opposition of feelings, opinions, and wishes. Around the world, there is a terrorism or have forced the hands of several governments. Government spending around $1.7 trillion around the world to meet these problems. In the current world, there are many religious conflicts and wars, just like dispute of Kashmir, Palestine, and in our neighborhood, Afghanistan. This is all from my side. Over to Maz.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Madhathar, and I'm going to elaborate you some major issues like education. Education is the backbone of any country. It is basic and the foremost need of any country. So the stats shows that the current literacy rate of Pakistan is about 60%, which is further divided into cities, villages, and tribal areas. In major cities like Karachi and Islamabad, the percentage is about 75%, while in the tribal areas, it only leads to about 9%, as the females are not allowed to go to proper schooling. And now, while most of the work is done in the last century, yet there a lot of work is to be done. So inequality between genders is the major problems. The Malala Fund shows that about 130 million girls over the world are not allowed to attend the proper schooling. We may contribute to the annual educational GDP, give free of cost education to the tribal areas, and I can help it with the help of my family members and arranging seminars with the help of my friends. Now the next topic is political polarization. Political polarization is a high level of tension between two political ideologies that cause positions, attentions, and politics to diverge to ideological extremes. Political polarization has skyrocketed with the rise of social movements around the world. Now today around the globe, many countries are facing this issue. political polarization is not only common in Pakistan. It is also leads to problems in major countries like America, also in our neighborhood, which is India, and recently in Afghanistan. Now, in Pakistan, the habits of treating polarization, the habit of treating polarization is not old yet. The opposition leaders are kept and slanders has a long history. Now the current situation of Pakistan is a good example of political polarization. This doesn't necessarily stop politics from becoming polarized. In Pakistan, the people are obsessed with personality phobia. They do not see the work that a government official has done. They only think that this is a good person. I like him, so I give vote to him. They don't see their work, so they give their votes. This is not a good way to use your vote. This can be done by giving vote to the policies, not to the parties or any specific personality. Another political solution to identity-based political preferences is to hold effect of any referendum in any situation. Now over to Usman.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Usman Asghar. I will explain government accountability. Government accountability means political organizations, elected and unelected, obligation to explain the decision and action to the government citizens. Truly, the political scandals lead to distrust the government. For example, the government of America, the one third of the people trust the government will do what is right, and the advancement in the tech and the China news surveillance policy do not help. I will explain the three things that's not in the exhaustive list. Seek out opposing point of views, vote for somebody, not against anybody, and call your representative. That's all from me.
Assalamu alaikum. Myself Yusuf Khan. Now I will explain the gender discriminancy. Gender discriminancy is when gender discriminancy, also known as sexual discrimination, is any action that especially defines opportunities, privileges, or rewards to a person because of gender, and this include the harassment, opportunity for girls, less opportunity for girls, less pay, and other explanation for corruption, dishonest or illegal behavior, especially for the powerful people, such as government inspector, is called corruption. Corruption is a major causes. Corruption is a major causes poverty. Corruption is a major cause which can create a poverty in the world. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Muhammad Usman. Now going towards the conclusion of the topic, I would say that we have just discussed the problems. Now what is the solution for it? The great Persian poet Rumi said, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Now I am wise, so I am changing myself." Now question arises, how we can change the world? Everyone thinks about the changing world, but nobody thinks about changing himself. So we can say that change can't come overnight. It took some time. We are facing many problems as we have discussed earlier, but it is time to act now. We have to be committed to our role in the society. If we think that our small contributions couldn't cause any effect in the changing world, then we have to eradicate this stupid thought. We don't have to be elected. We don't have to be oversmart. We don't have to be well educated for it. We have to do that. We should be committed to our role which our society has assigned to us. Just we can't wake up in the morning and change came. World is not changing. Why? Because we are so selfish. We are thinking about ourselves, caring of our family, and want to live in the peace in this world. Basically, life is a contest between the world changing you and you changing the world. The world pushes you, and in the order you don't push it back, it will ultimately corrupt you in either way. As many changes occurred in the history, like we can see Zahiruddin Babar, Muhammad bin Qasim, Shahabuddin Ghori, Mahmud Ghaznavi, and our great leader Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Indeed, they were not alone, but they were change maker. So, being a teenager, I can change the world. But people says that you don't have a voice. I tell them, I have a voice. I can change the world because I can do against these terrorists by raising my voice and uniting my nation. Who are we aligned to? Who are we going to allow to change our planet? These terrorists? These politicians? No, never. We have to change the world. So, if we want to change the world, then we should be committed to our role. We should be work together in our society. So, I can say in the end, if I want, I can change the world. Thank you so much. Any questions from us?
Any question from your side? So you are most welcome.
Yes, please.
तू बोल रहा है
My name is Mohammed Usman.
ideology that PTI has won 15 seats out of 20. What's your point of view about that? You can
See, in this by-election, most of the people vote their personality, not their ideology. Most of the people vote in the medium.
I can answer your question. You are saying that people are giving vote to the ideology of person. We were talking about this education which should be provided to people. There is a personality phobia which is occurring. We were just discussing the problems which are happening in all around the Pakistan. But if someone is giving to the vote to the some great ideology, then it is a good act and they should do it. Yes.
Anyone else? Yes.
Tribal areas, there is a lack of opportunities for girls. There are not proper schooling for them. We can create more schools and colleges in tribal areas for their proper education.
And also we should give awareness of education in tribal areas and other cities as well.
In adding something, I would say that this is the people are not giving the rights to the women like they are illiterated in the tribal areas. So there should be a proper awareness and proper rights protection for them. So education rate should be improved.